in the spirit of the final throes of summer. I know that I have days where it's busy, I just want to get out the door, and I still want to look fresh, but I want to do it quick. So I thought what I would bring today are some of my top one and done eyeshadows. If you know me, you know I love a good intricate eye look that has 4 or 5 shadows in it, but sometimes there just isn't that time. And I still want to feel confident, I still want to feel great about the way that I look, and I still want to have fun with my makeup at the end of the day. So that's going to be the products that I'm sharing with you today. And if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. We're gonna dive right in. Like I said, these are all my quick one and done shades. I will be sharing some of my favorites with you. I do have, I'm not going to lie, today was a two and done. Today was a two and done look. I'm gonna be sharing those with you and swatches of everything else. So let's get right into it. All right, I've zoomed you in a decent bit just so A, you can see the swatches better, and B, I really need to champion how spectacular this eye product is. The star of the show here, I will be honest, let's see, what time is it right now? It's 4 o'clock. I put on my makeup at about 8 o'clock this morning. No creasing, y'all. I'm looking fresh, and I love that. So you might as well just enter it in the comments right now. What do you think this is? Okay, of course, it's gonna be a Danessa Myricks Color Fix. So this is the shade Exposed, and this is what I have all over, blown out on the lid and the crease. I do have another shade as my inner corner and just like a slight little extra dimension on the lid. I will be sharing that with you in a second. So I'm not going to sit on the Color Fix mattes for too long here. I do have 2 that I wanna share with you. I'm not gonna go into it too much because you know that I love them. If you are new to my channel and you want to see me yammer on about Color Fix, I will have a couple videos linked down below. I do have quite the extensive shade selection. The mattes are probably where I would suggest starting. They are the easiest to work with, the easiest to blend out, and you know, they're just basically bulletproof for me and my skin. I have dry skin. Right now I'm leaning towards normal. It's a hot day out and I've been kind of running around and I still feel like I'm looking pretty good if I can pat my own self on the back. All right, I'm gonna give you a little swatch of Exposed, although you can see it here on my eyes. So first off, I know that I've talked about this before, but I'm going to show you just how little you need here. So this is probably what I used on both my eyes, like total. So the shade Exposed is a classic. It's one that is well loved and well used. I love using this not only on my eyes, but on my cheeks as a contour, but that's exactly what it's doing to my eyes right now. I feel like it gives me good contour and dimension. You could, you know, a lot of people talk about putting bronzer on in their crease as like a quick one and done. That's kind of the vibe that you get from this. It's more like maybe using a contour in your crease, but this is going to stay all day long, whereas I don't feel like bronzer usually does that. So this is a beautiful option. You can see here, it's just that like cooler brown shade, like almost has like a slight mocha feel to it. You can also sheer this out. You could use a little bit of concealer or you could mix it with a little bit of foundation if you wanted. You could probably even mix it with an eye primer. I haven't tried that. So, you know, if you're gonna experiment with that, tell me how it goes. But I really just think, so that is like what I have blended all the way up into my crease. And the brush that I used today was the Real Techniques, oh my gosh, the Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush. So this, I just like laid it on the lid and blew it right up and out. Now you could certainly keep this a little bit softer. I prefer, even on my like grab and go days, I prefer a little bit more extended eye look just for my eye shape, but you could do whatever you want. So that is a favorite of mine. Now the other shade of Color Fix that I'm gonna show you is more so if you are like my skin tone around, because it's basically to like match my skin. And that might be like, okay, really, Kelly, you're basically like doing your skin tone, but I actually have very like veiny, discolored eyelids. And there are days where maybe I want to put a little something on, but I don't want it to look like anything. And concealer is going to crease, you know, even eye primer a lot of times will crease after a while, and these do not. So this is the shade Nude 4. A lot of times I mix this with the shade Nude. Whoa, look at that. That is like so blended in, you can like barely even tell. Let me see if I get it just a little closer here. There you go. Now, obviously this swatch is still drying down, and I'll show you all the swatches at the end together, but this is Nude 4 again. Now, the nude shades come in quite an array. To get the full extension of the Danessa Myricks shades, I do think that your best bet is to go to the Danessa Myricks website. You could also check like maybe Camera Ready. Beautylish has a pretty good range of them, but obviously like the brand site is always going to be the best. Okay, I'm cheating. This is just for reference, but this is the shade Nude 2 and this is the shade Nude 4. So if you are my skin tone right now it's the summer, so I'm more tan than usual, Nude 4 is a great one. Otherwise, I usually mix a little bit of Nude 2 in, but this is going to give you like a bulletproof canvas and just have you looking very fresh and awake and, you know, not have any of that discoloration. So again, this is gonna kind of give you that like really bright-eyed look and just give you more of like a blank canvas in case you do want to like, let's say, put on a little bit of eyeliner or something. This is just a very quick way to like make your eyes look super, super fresh. And side note, for those of you that don't know, I do use the matte color fix all the time as bases for other eyeshadows. So a lot of times I'm using shade 2 and shade 4 for a base for an eye look. So let's say you have another shade that you love as a one and done, but it creases, or you find that you need a little extra longevity help from it. You could quickly lay down this and then lay that shadow over the top and you'd have a two and done, but a bulletproof two and done. All right, we might as well just keep on that cream shadow train, right? I have a couple of the Sydney Grace cream shadows I want to share with you. Again, I'm not going to go into this too much because I just did a video featuring swatching my entire collection, trying one on for you, but I am going to swatch these two out. So I have here My Bond and Lake Days. I'll show you those in just a sec. I truly think that most of the Sydney Grace cream shadows would be great one and dones because they blend out so beautifully, but I chose two here that are like a little bit more on the colorful side. So the top one is Lake Days and the bottom one is My Bond. So you can see that Lake Days is that beautiful like green apple color, and then My Bond is sort of like a warm mauve-y tone with some light blue and violet reflect to it. And you'll get to see the magic of that one when I do an up close look at all the swatches. So the thing about these is, I mean, oh, look at that. Like, that's just so beautiful. So Lake Days is one of those shades that I think if you look at it, it's like, one and done, really? Like, but when you blend it out, it really does work really beautifully. I actually have a picture on my Instagram wearing it, and I'm pretty sure that's the only shade that I used. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. And then My Bond actually is really nice to blend out because it does have that undertone of like a little bit warmer shade to it. So if you put it on with a synthetic brush, again, these I prefer to use with a synthetic brush, you can like tap it on and really take some time to like work it into your crease, and it becomes a bit of a different shade. And then you can just pop a little extra on the lid if you want, you know, more of that shine and sparkle. So I love this one. I just think it's really special. The key to these is less is more. I think a lot of times people use way too much and you just need a good like semi-fluffy, semi-packing brush. Honestly, like the BK205 is one that I really like to use. It's more of like an angled contour brush, but that this guy here, this Real Techniques one that I was just talking about, that one works really nicely too. So both of those would be beautiful. These, again, on me, they last all day long, like I'm talking 8 hours plus, and it's just really easy to quickly grab and go. I think these can also be really nice if you're traveling because, you know, obviously you don't have to worry about it breaking in a bag. So I just really love these, and I'm glad that I had one more way to talk about them. And I promise, after this, I'm gonna cool it on talking about Sydney Grace cream shadows. You just know that I love them, and I've really been happy to be talking about them because it's made me draw them back out to use more again. So last time, y'all, just love these Sydney Grace creams. So these next two creams are ones that I just love because of the ease of use. I also think that they're just like super wearable. I think they're flattering on the eye, and they are the Eyes to Mesmerize from Charlotte Tilbury, of course. I have two shades here. One is discontinued, which breaks my heart. I just saw that when I was researching for this video. I want to share it with you anyway, just in case you have it. It will remind you to pull it out of your collection. And if you don't, you can kind of see this other one and compare. But anyway, let me get to swatching and we'll talk about them. So our top shade here is Star Gold, and then this one on the bottom is Copper Sunrise. That copper one, I mean, I don't consider that really like truly copper. To me, it's a little bit more rose goldy, but it is such a beautiful shade. Star Gold is very gorgeous as well. I think these are both like very flattering shades. And there was one video that I was wearing Star Gold on my eyes, and so many people were like, what's on your eyes? What's on your eyes? And I was like, really? I think it was just like Star Gold and some bronzer, honestly. So I don't know how close the Copper Sunrise is to the new Sunlit Glow. I haven't really checked those out because I was just trying to be like, stop it with the cream shadows, Kelly. You don't need anything else right now. I did actually, ooh, I'll be curious to see because I ordered the new Sydney Grace cream shadow. So I'll be curious to see like if it like dupes one of these. Maybe check my Instagram because I'll probably be doing a little swatch fest. Anyway, so these I think are very beautiful. The thing about these is they aren't overly shiny and overly shimmery, so I feel like you can get them to like blend out on the lid very beautifully, very seamlessly. And because they aren't overly shiny, I think they aren't like prone to showing a lot of texture. I don't think that the Sydney Grace ones really show a ton of texture, but because they are like that next level up in like shine and shimmer factor, it's just natural to have a little bit more texture visible. So I mean, I don't feel like I have the smoothest of eyelids, and I feel like I love the way that the Sydney Grace ones look, but the Charlotte Tilbury just almost looks, they almost come out like a powder shadow. You know, it's just like that quick put on. They wear pretty well. They don't wear as well as either of the other two that I showed, like the two brands, but they do really well. And you know, it's just that little bit of glam. Like if you're just wanting to feel like a bougie bee and you want a really quick eye look, the Charlotte Tilbury pots are where to go. Okay, moving from pots of creams to shadow sticks, so sort of like creamy sticks, if you will. This first one is one that I really love, and it's actually what I have on as my like inner corner and a little bit onto the lid. This is one of the Nude Sticks Magnetic Luminous Eye Colors. This is the shade Nudity. So this is kind of like a, let me try to scribble as I talk here. This is like a taupey rose goldy nude. And again, this is one that really blends out very beautifully and looks more like a subtle creamy powder shadow. So it's really great when you just want like that little bit of highlight on the eye. I mean, it's a cooler shade, so it's obviously not like overly highlighting. I mean, I just love the combination of tones in this. It's like, it'll almost pick up whatever you'd like it to. Or if you have an outfit that you've like, you're throwing on something, or maybe, because I've done this sometimes, I've done my makeup and then like what I thought I was going to wear, I'm like, oh, I don't really want to wear that. And then my like makeup doesn't match what I pick out next. I feel like this would be something that would match everything. You could wear it with cool tones, warm tones, like whatever you want, because it's like taupe, rosy, nude, silver, all the things. And it would be great even if you want like a matte all over and then you just want like a little inner corner, because it's very subtle. Once you like blend it out, once you hit it with a brush, it becomes a little bit more subtle, like almost more like a satin, but you can just like draw it on right, like dead from the crayon. Not dead. You can draw it on like unblended from the crayon and it'll give you a little bit more pop. Wow. Okay, moving on to another cream shadow stick. Okay, so this is a ride or die classic for a lot of people. These are the Laura Mercier Caviar sticks. This is the shade Copper. I have a lot that I enjoy wearing, but I wanted to pull Copper out because I feel like, oh, I mean, look. Ooh, it's very, very flattering and it just really brightens up the eye. And I think it's really pretty. If you have blue eyes, this is gonna look gorgeous on you, but I love it with my like hazily, slightly green eyes as well. I mean, really, this is a color that's gonna look good on everybody. So this one, you can see here, if I tilt it into the light, it's more reflective. It's more light catching than the Nude Sticks for sure. Even the Charlotte Tilbury, like this one just has more luminous properties. Let me see if I like blend it out here with my finger. Yeah, see, it still just like catches the light a little bit more. So you get a bit more pop from this one. Oh, let me just give her a little close up here. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, I have one powder shadow to share with you. And I'm just throwing this one on here just for the heck of it, because you can't actually get this one anymore. But if I didn't include it, it would just be me totally lying. So this is a single from the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop Zodiac palette. So this is how much I loved this shade. I have the palette. I have the palette and I have the Libra in it. It's this shade right here. It's this like mauvey matte shade. But at one point, ColourPop was offering these in singles, in these cute little like Zodiac, like little single shadow holders. So I bought it. I bought it because I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit pan on that. That was also, you know, like back when I maybe had 10 eyeshadow palettes. So I haven't hit pan. I haven't hit pan on this one. And in all honesty, I'm probably gonna be letting go of this palette. It was in my deck of panning last month. I think it was last month. And I used it, but it's just like every time I pull out this palette, I feel like I need to pull out some other things. And almost every single time I used the Libra. So I'm probably gonna get rid of this, but I'm going to keep this. I should probably stop yammering and swatch this for you. There's not necessarily anything special about this shade. It's just, I wouldn't even say it's like super matte, but it's like almost like a satin. So this is, you know, when you're just looking for that little bit of tone, hopefully you can see that there. I mean, you can see it just has that like slight bit of pink, that little bit of rosiness, whereas like here, I mean, you can see this is quite dark. Obviously, this is like a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of color fix right there. But it has more rosiness than the nude number 4. It's obviously not as dark or as cool toned as exposed. So it's just that like shade that is going to give me a little bit of something, a little bit of almost like a blushy look. So it's just one that I pull out. Like if I'm like, yep, I just need a little something. It's also one that I can pull out if I want to just give a little bit of definition to a one and done look. I'm kind of cheating here, aren't I? I'm talking about like 2 and dones, but you know, we got to start somewhere, people. We got to start somewhere in simplifying our lives. And it's, if that means from taking yourself from 5 shadow looks to 2 shadow looks, I applaud you, because that's about what I do. It's kind of rare that I ever do like a complete one and done. I will usually at least like pull a little something in just because it's what I need for my eye shape. But I have and will wear all of these shades as one and dones because they are just so easy and so pretty to use. Okay, I need a moment because I'm getting so excited about these. I need a moment. I'm gonna show you close-up swatches and then we'll talk about these for just a moment at the end. All right, here we have our beautiful one and done shades. Again, we have the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Exposed and Nude number 4. Then these are Sydney Grace Cream Shadows. We have Lake Days and My Bond. And then here we have the Eyes to Mesmerize from Charlotte Tilbury in Star Gold and Copper Sunrise. This is the Nude Sticks Luminous Magnetic Eye Color in the shade Nudity. Sorry, almost forgot which one it was. And then this is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Copper. And then this last one right here is the Libra from the ColourPop and Kathleen Lights Zodiac collection. Okay, I just had to show you something really quick. This is me trying to get these off, and those are the Color Fix shades. So usually I use an oil-based makeup remover to get these off, which is what I'll do after I'm done filming. But you'll have to let me know. Do you have any of these? Are any of them your favorites? What are your favorites? If you have like a one and done that you love, please share it with us down below. And I also saw that my friend Kara from Beauty and the Frizz just did a one and done single shadow video because it's going to be premiering tonight. And I messaged her, I saw it pop up on my YouTube and I was like, oh, that's so fun. I can't wait to see, because I'm actually filming one, but I don't think I have any like single shadows. I mean, technically this guy was a single shadow, but you can't even get it anymore. So I'm basically just teasing you. So if you want some single shadows, I would check out her video. I know I'm going to, so I'll make sure to have that link down below to share it with all of you. I'll be honest, like when it comes to powder shadows, I just can't seem to do a one and done usually, because like I'm pulling out usually then a palette of single shadows, and how am I supposed to look at all of those pretties at the same time and only pick one to wear? It's just impossible. Kara must have a lot of control. All right, I really enjoyed sharing my favorite one and dones with all of you. I hope you enjoyed this as well. It really does mean so much to me that you take some time out of your day to spend it with me. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like, share it with a very busy friend who also loves makeup, and I will see you really soon.